I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. But they are at the battleground toss-ups like Georgia, where they set a state record yesterday. On the first day of in-person early voting, more than 300,000 people cast ballots.
Trump's campaign's been trying to convince skeptical supporters to take advantage of early voting. The Trump team is getting help from Georgia Governor Brian Kemp's Get Out the Vote operation. Trump and Kemp have argued publicly over Trump's narrow loss in Georgia in 2020.
That's Fox's Rich Edson. A judge in Georgia's blocked some new election rules Republicans put in place. One would have had poll workers count ballots by hand to be sure the numbers match machine tallies.
Everywhere you look, under Kamala Harris, the American standard of living is in a free fall.
That was at a Trump rally last night in Atlanta. Today, the former president holds a town hall in Georgia with women voters, hosted by Harris Faulkner on Fox News Channel. Then at 6 p.m., an interview with Vice President Harris.
Fox News special report anchor Brett Baer said he was taping the interview today in Pennsylvania following the vice president's rally. He said there are no stipulations on the questions he can ask.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Harris continued her outreach to black voters, talking to Charlamagne the God on iHeartRadio, saying the former president's trying to instill fear, calling her names.
If I responded to every name he called me, I wouldn't be focused on the things that actually help the American people, and that's my focus.
Israel has targeted Hezbollah weapons storage with new airstrikes in Lebanon, with at least 15 people were killed. And as Israel also keeps battling Hamas in Gaza, Fox's Matt Finn reports from Tel Aviv.
A leaked letter reveals the United States has reportedly warned Israel that if the humanitarian situation in Gaza is not improved, the U.S. may cut off arms and funding it's sending to Israel right now. The letter was written by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin.
A disaster in Nigeria. A gasoline tanker truck crashed, spilling fuel. And as people were scooping it up, getting some free gas off the ground, an explosion, killing more than 100 of them. America's listening to Fox News.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
We mentioned that court ruling in Georgia blocking new election rules. There is another in a different battleground toss-up state.
A judge rules Arizona's 15 counties will not have to verify the citizenship of some 42,000 voters who are registered only in federal elections. A lawsuit filed by the conservative group Strong Communities Foundation of Arizona sought an order requiring county recorders to ask federal authorities to verify the status of those voters. In the decision, the judge says there's not enough time before the November 5th election. Arizona is one of 7 swing states receiving heavy focus from both the Harris and Trump campaigns. Tom Graham, Fox News.
The day after losses knocked the Dow off its record high, and Wall Street stock futures suggest slight gains at the opening bell. A lot of Americans will be eating cereal for breakfast, and some of it's under protest.
Dozens of people outside the Battle Creek, Michigan headquarters of WK Kellogg calling on the company to remove artificial dyes from cereals like Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks. The activists delivered petitions with what they claim were more than 400,000 signatures. Food activist Vani Hari, who previously pressured Kraft Heinz to remove artificial dyes from its macaroni and cheese, said she was there for all the mothers who struggle to feed their kids healthy food without added chemicals. Kellogg's had an announced its plan to remove artificial colors and ingredients almost a decade ago because it believed customers were looking for foods with natural ingredients, but it says it found consumer preferences vary widely across markets. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
In the baseball playoffs, the Yankees win again, beating the Guardians 6-3, powered by an Aaron Judge home run.
I was excited it went out. You never know on these windy, chilly nights what that ball's going to do when you hit the center here. But the ghosts for pulling it out there to Monument Park.
New York now leads Cleveland 2-0 in the American League Championship Series. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. One Central Illinois park will soon be getting a transformation. The Champaign Park District putting money into improving Davidson Park. They say the playground needs to be replaced. It was installed back in April 2004. The project will cost more than $160,000. Some Central Illinois farmers had to put a stop to their crop drop-offs. The Ludlow Co-op Elevator Company was at capacity on soybeans in Paxton. They had to stop receiving beans 3 days ago, but they're back up and running as of Monday. Lack of rain has sped up the process. Multiple Central Illinois counties have received grant money, which helps fund classroom lessons on agriculture. 81 coalitions for 88 different Illinois counties awarded over $645,000 in grant dollars from the Illinois Agricultural in the Classroom Program. The money can be used for materials, training, educational lessons, and activities beginning next school year. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim, and good morning. It is October 16. It is 7:06, ESPN 93.5. Good to have you listening on this Wednesday, middle of the week program. Brother Johnny, Ed Martin coming up bottom of the hour. We want to check our weather. Our meteorologist, very comparable and strong.
Talking about the frost, and here it is.
Comparable to the best meteorologist in the world. He's here. We did have a little frost on the breath, sir, but that was expected.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we'll need frost scraper again tomorrow morning, but then this too shall pass.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. I did take the hose off the spigot simply because I've gone through that before and I don't like it. So, yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Our weather with Greg Solier brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you, encourage women in your life to get their annual mammogram. Earlier diagnosis is a better chance for survival. Mills Breast Cancer Institute is with you every step of the way. Learn more at carl.org.
All right, sir. What are you seeing for the rest of our week in the big Michigan game?
Yeah, a little change there. Maybe a little less wind involved for the ball game Saturday afternoon, but still sunshine will abound. The breeze will be out of the south and temperatures a little north of the 70-degree mark at kickoff time, 2:30 afternoon. But well, I tell you what, doesn't get any better than that. The old Chamber of Commerce mid-October type weather pattern firmly ensconced. Or if you're still inclined to roll the harvest equipment, the combine, you'll have plenty of that here. Opportunities over the next 7 to 10 to 12 days for openers. And the mild weather, once it gets back in here, come the end part of the week, likely to stick around for next week and probably through just about the rest of the month of October. But in the meantime, a little November feel out there. 28 at Willett and Savoy, 31 at Rantoul, same in Bloomington Normal, 35 up at over at Danville. They had readings in the upper 20s up and around Kankakee County. 29 currently, by the way, at Charleston, Mattoon, and 28 at Springfield. Might even see a degree or two colder in some of the low cold spots, if you will, tomorrow morning. But after that, we'll be off to the races, and little if any organized moisture on a widespread basis for the foreseeable future as well. So mostly sunny, chilly. There'll be some cloudiness that works in probably at the Illinois-Indiana line and towards the Wabash, and still some lake effect moisture there for the day today, but none of that around here with a high around 59. Clear, calm, cold tonight. Lows around 31. Low cold spots, maybe 28 for an hour at daybreak tomorrow. Tomorrow, frost and freeze to start the day. Sunny, milder in the afternoon at 63. South breezes and 68 on Friday. 72 for the ball game Saturday afternoon. Will be in the mid-70s on Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday and upper 70s next Thursday. Shower chances iffy at best late Monday into Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. So we got a cool day. ESPN 93.5. We're on online only this morning on terrestrial radio, having a computer machine problem that we're going to get fixed. But right now we serve you on Facebook Live, the YouTube channel, and TuneIn are still going. So that's good. So we'll just talk to Ed Martin, Brother Johnny, at the bottom of the hour about everything. Interesting ballot item on Cunningham Township. I probably will repeat myself tomorrow, but it is stunning to know what you can get on a ballot in Champaign County. It was rejected by a couple of other townships, but it's one for the books, and it's probably worth calling Aaron Ammons and just seeing how all this works. But there's a little old 19th century law that is able to get very controversial type things on a ballot, and Cunningham Township accepted it. That's Urbana.
Okay.
I just can't resist. I'm going to try and find it here, but it's just unbelievable.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and find this. Here it is. Cunningham Township has a ballot item on there. The other townships turned it down, but it says Cunningham Township question 1 on the Champaign County ballot now. Shall the United States federal government and subordinate divisions stop giving military funding to Israel, which currently costs taxpayers $3.8 billion a year, given Israel's global recognition as an apartheid regime and a track record of human rights violations? Given Israel's global recognition as an apartheid, who's the global recognition from? Unbelievable they can get that on.
I am scratching my head here. I'm
Well,
sorry, I'm confused.
You can put about anything on a ballot, apparently.
Right.
But how you can get something so slanted and so biased as a question is a new one on me. I didn't think you could put that kind of language on a ballot question, accusing somebody of being an apartheid nation. I got a call from Fox News about this.
You did?
I said, what are you talking about? Breitbart has it this morning.
Okay.
Voters in central Illinois face extremist anti-Israel referendum.
Well, I know that there was a time, and I feel like it was a few months back, that they were having meetings when the Urbana City Council met, that it was a crowded room and there were people going on and on about, is there money going to support these businesses? I guess. I don't.
Well, here's the issue. What are you doing? Whatever you say doesn't matter, Urbana. Why is the city council? Why are people chiming in a referendum in Champaign County, Cunningham Township?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense, except they just want to. We did that back, I think, in Saddam Hussein's day. Urbana City Council was voting on stuff like this. Shall we condemn Iraq or shall we condemn the? I mean, it's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Why don't you fix the roads?
Right. We've got a few potholes over here.
Voters in Cunningham Township in central Illinois, home to the University of Illinois, will face a ballot question asking whether the U.S. should stop giving aid to Israel. Because the referendum identifies Israel as an apartheid regime. The question was placed on the ballot owing to an obscure provision that allows such ballot questions. Independent left-wing news website Agitation Rising News reported that 2 other townships had rejected the ballot question. Good for them. Once a year, using an obscure law from the mid-19th century, 15 township residents, 15, that's all you need. 15 township residents can propose an advisory ballot question to be voted on at the annual township meeting. Any township resident physically present at the meeting can vote to place an advisory question on the public policy on the November ballot. A simple majority is needed to add the question. First of all, who's going to go to a township meeting? If you rally your friends and get 15 of you, you'll probably get it on the ballot. But apparently, you can still reject it. Peoria Township voted 6793 against. The Capital Township voted 1756. But the Township of Cunningham, City of Urbana, voted in favor of placing the question 76-40. Wow. So FYI, I'll delve a little more into it, maybe get more for you as the week progresses.
Okay, thanks for that.
I told Fox News, I don't know anything about it.
Right.
Did you call the clerk? Yeah, but haven't heard back.
Okay.
Given that they are an apartheid regime, as in South Africa apartheid, I guess. 217-359-2255. Had you heard of that? You can text on the Fisher National Bank text line, ESPN 93.5 Sports Headlines.
Okay. Well, we had some baseball yesterday, and all rise for the Judge. Aaron Judge finally comes out of his slump with a 2-run homer. Yankees over Cleveland 6-3. Yankees lead the series 2-0 on the American League side. Over on the National League side, we'll have the LA Dodgers and New York Mets in action tonight for Game 3. NHL action is something we're talking about now. Minnesota over the St. Louis Blues 4-1 and Calgary over the Chicago Blackhawks 3-1. Illinois in action volleyball-wise at 6 o'clock in Huff Hall as the Hoosiers come to town. We also have our 100-year anniversary, actually 100 years and a day, since Red Grange, the Galloping Ghost, led the Illini past the Michigan Wolverines. So we're all about the 2:30 kickoff on Saturday. In fact, if you're wanting to try to win some tickets, we're working with Express Employment Professionals to hand those over to you. ExpressPros.com. Your link to top talent and opportunities, locally owned and operated at 1001 North Madison, Champaign. 359-2255 to try to win some tickets, and we'll hand those out by tomorrow afternoon. On Friday afternoon between 3 and 5, Lonte and Derek Piper on The Drive as you try to win some tickets to the Saturday game that is sold out.
Yeah, sold out. So we're getting a lot of you to text us, Illini, and good for you. And we're determining how many we have, but we have a number of them this time. So good for you if you get a pair. And again, Pia's live on Friday, beginning at 3.
Absolutely.
So we've kind of jacked. I mean, I don't know. This is I think it's the biggest game in Champaign in 15, 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we're 5-1. We're ranked ahead of Michigan, who's 4-2. Michigan has lost 2 games. I think who beat them? USC and Washington, I think. So they'll come in. They're going to turn around and hand the ball to their big running backs. And we've got to show that we can stop the run. And I think we can, and then they're going to pass it, but I don't think they're proficient at passing. In fact, I saw some stat. They have stats for everything. They're not reaching the other side of the field very often. I mean, they're not great offensively.
Okay.
They're just not. So they run the ball. That's going to make for a faster game. You notice when you come out and the guy in the red comes out and has a clock on how long this break is. He'll show it on the field. That's a TV timeout.
That's right.
Do you see that? I mean, it says like 3 minutes, or
yes.
Between quarters is like 4:05. Big, long 4-minute break. Normally it's 2 to 3 minutes, but I like it because then I know how long I can do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's a lot of breaks, man. There are a lot of, and they top load them just in case if it's a bad game or something. So the second half can go a little faster.
Okay.
But man, it's like, oh, come on.
Well, that's
keep the momentum going here.
But that's when you have people, the Hall of Fame award, Dan Hartleb and his team was brought out on the field.
Basketball team was on the field.
Exactly.
Big Ten champion baseball team was on the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I get all the recognition, but 3:05, we can probably do that in 60 seconds, can't we? I like the game to keep moving, particularly if you get an interception or something, then there's a 4-minute break. It kind of cools the momentum.
In fact, my great niece, Grace, and Jack and Luke, my nephews, were out on the field in this last game against Purdue when they were featured as the Busey kids of the game.
I'll be darned. That's kind of cool.
I was fumbling to try to get my phone, and then all I got was the Busey logo, and I didn't get them waving.
Didn't get the kids.
Darn it!
Yeah. On the big screen you're talking
Austin
about?
and Sarah's kids are adorable.
All right, our check of weather with meteorologist Greg Soyer, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you today, actually, Chris Healthy Aging free WITS workouts and things like that. I was talking about healthy aging yesterday in a panel at the Champaign Public Library. You can learn more about the Urbana Park programs at urbanaparks.org.
And we'll check your Fox Business Minute, brought to you by Busey, in just a couple of moments. Back with Brother Johnny and Ed Martin at the bottom of the hour. It's Wednesday, ESPN 93.5.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. 610 Champaign and vicinity. As expected, the November feel into position, but more in the way of sunshine expected for the day today. No mention of rain, and certainly a frost scraping episode off the windshield for this morning. You bet, and even a widespread and more significantly colder start to the day tomorrow before steadfast warming gets going Friday afternoon, takes us into the weekend and the better part of next week, too. So mostly sunny, chilly for the day today. Areas off east of Champaign through western Indiana, for example, may see more cloud cover and perhaps a stray shower there, but nothing here. 59, the high light northwest wind. Clear, calm, cold tonight. A widespread frost and freeze late, low down to about 31. Low cold spots to about 28 for the day tomorrow. Widespread frost and a freeze early in the morning, then sunny, mild in the afternoon up to 63. Sunny, milder for Friday afternoon at 68 up to 72 at kickoff time. Bit of a south breeze and sunshine for football Saturday, Memorial Stadium. 74 the forecast high for Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Guy meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Morgan Stanley shares are up 2% after upbeat earnings and revenue. Investment banking and wealth management have been helping big banks. Goldman Sachs and Citigroup also reported better than expected earnings this week. U.S. Bancorp's quarter came in better than expected. It was helped by lower expenses. Credit card and financial services company Synchrony Financial also is reporting a better quarter than forecast. Its profit rose to a record. Boeing's competitor Airbus is cutting 2,500 jobs in its defense division. It's dealing with rising costs and project delays. Airbus has been working to step up production after slashing manufacturing capacity during the pandemic. And Adidas sales and profit top forecasts. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jim Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my podcast, Perino on Politics. With just 3 weeks until Election Day, who are the voters that still need to be convinced? This week on Perino on Politics, I'm joined by Republican strategist Matt Gorman and Democratic strategist Antoine Seawright as we examine what the candidates' best-case scenarios look like for Election night. Available now on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
In 1925, Bud and B. Reichert founded a small plumbing business in Urbana. Today, nearly 100 years later, A&R Mechanical is still thriving. A&R Mechanical believes in designing, building, and maintaining, and is one of the largest and most innovative contractors in the Midwest. Their team creates and sustains essential facility systems for several of the university athletic facilities, like the State Farm Center, the Memorial Stadium expansion, the Oven Basketball Complex, the Smith Football Performance Center, along with the baseball, softball, and Immersion Indoor Golf Facility. Their impact on Champaign-Urbana is legendary. For nearly a century, A&R Mechanical has been a cornerstone of our community. I'm Jay Lehman, former Fighting Illini All-American linebacker. Congratulations to A&R Mechanical on nearly 100 years of dedication, innovation, and community spirit. Design, build, maintain. It's what they've done for nearly 100 years and what they'll continue to do for the next 100 years. A&R Mechanical, celebrating a century of excellence in service. Visit ar-mech.com for more details.
Airlig Plumbing Solutions. For your kitchen and bath remodels, sump pumps, maintenance plans, and even licensed backflow testing, Airlig has you covered. Your local plumbing contractors for industrial, commercial, and residential jobs can provide plumbing services, repairs, and installs with a quick turnaround by calling or texting 217-722-9499. Send an email with your plumbing issue and contact information to info@airligplumbing.com.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it. The Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford. Customers rave about Donnie's fillets. So tender that you can cut it with your fork. Don't go to an ordinary steakhouse. Choose Long Branch and have it your way. Join the many people who know that it's worth the trip. The Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. And remember, there's always room for Long Branch.
Your favorite Mexican restaurant, El Toro on West Springfield in Champaign, is still open 7 days a week despite the construction on West Springfield. If you're craving those mouth-watering Mexican dishes, just enter from the east. When you see the barricade at Springfield and Kenwood, look for their special driveway. It'll guide you straight to El Toro. El Toro will be serving up your favorites all through the construction for the next 5 months. Open daily and ready to welcome you. El Toro, your destination for authentic Mexican cuisine, even during construction.
Do you need some extra cash?
Be a special census field representative and make $18.83 an hour. You'll be working a small area on campus and have some flexibility with this job.
A special census is coming to campus residents around the University of Illinois. Field representatives are needed through November with Urbana's partial special census.
Visit urbanaillinois.us/census jobs.
Make $18.83 an hour. Visit usajobs.gov/jobs and look for the city of Urbana.
I hope they get their count in Urbana. They get their money because they got shorted, I guess, is what they're saying. So if they get a better count, they'll get more federal dollars.
Yeah, when we talked to Urbana City Mayor Diane Marlin, it was, I think, $750,000 a year or something annually because everybody had left because of COVID when they were doing the census.
And so if 750 times 10, $7.5 million over 10 years.
That's right. It's worth the effort. Yeah. And again, the field representatives, you can go to census.gov/community-jobs and find the city of Urbana. They hope to get that buttoned up by the end of November.
All right, from Helene, they're still missing 92 people. How could they possibly be alive? I mean, wouldn't they have communicated with somebody?
I would think.
It's sad. So they're going to, if that's the case, they'll have over 300 dead from Helene. That was before.
And then Milton.
Milton came in and loss of life there, but not near what Helene was. Still 11,000 people in North Carolina still don't have power. 11,000 people. Imagine being without power for a day or a month.
Right.
You get into things like charging your cell phone and all your food. Everything, there's no lights, there's no air, regardless, it's probably getting cooler out there too, but I mean, this morning, this flat out furnace weather, 32 degrees.
That's right.
And a little frost on stuff as we expected but then it gets to 75 here by early next week. So anyway, good to have you along. ESPN 93.5, people are texting us saying we're off radio. We're online. We had a piece of equipment that went down this morning. When it happens right before you go on, there's not much you can do.
And when you go to Stevie Jay's Facebook page, you can also share that if you'd like to consume us that way.
Yep, that's right. We have multiple platforms with the YouTube channel. That's why I have to behave myself or I get botted.
That's right.
There are bots at Facebook Live that hear things that cause concern for them. I am so happy Joe Biden is my president and Kamala Harris is my vice president.
And something about the election needs to be said too, right? A fair and balanced election from 2020.
Are you talking about the safest and most secure election in U.S. history, 2020?
And now the bots have said they're okay.
Yeah, they're good. We're good to go. Thumbs up, wink. I'm winking on radio.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can't tell intonation.
Right.
So that's how I do it. All right, Brother Johnny, Ed Martin are standing by. We'll pop them up on the radio. Kamala Harris had a Columbus Day speech.
Oh, she did.
Just a few days
Indigenous Peoples Day?
And actually, this was before she was running for president. Let me just put that asterisk on it because she'd never say this today. She's going to be up with Brett Baer tonight.
Yes.
Brett Baer.
How do you treat that? I mean, we've had Brett on the show. To me, I said, let's talk about, maybe the first question. Let's talk about your middle class upbringing, and then just hit that right away.
No,
so that answer is.
I wouldn't go there. Obviously, I mean, we know that, but I mean, this is precious time. Your values haven't changed. How do you navigate fracking, single payer? I mean, there's like 11 things. She said we're all for single payer health care. Get rid of everything else. I mean, just say, okay, I've changed. Why didn't you change until a month or two ago? I mean, how do you square all that? So he'll be, listen, his career is on the line. You go in with softballs on this one, he loses all credibility. The world is watching Brett Baer because finally you get a newsman to ask questions. The first one. In my opinion, the first time she'll have to answer from somebody that I would deem a journalist. Everybody else is so biased. All she's done is the easy ones. Now they're looking at the internals, they call them. And she's going to go to Fox News and they're going to tape it. I guarantee you they're not going to edit it like CBS to make her look better. It's going to be what it is. So whatever she's going to say, and how she's going to like being pressed. He'll press her politely. I mean, he'll be I think he'll be professional.
And what happens if she goes into autopilot on some of the answers?
Well, you still did, Madam Vice President, you still didn't answer the question. My question was, and he'll do that.
Okay.
I'm confident because he does want some answers, and so does everybody else. And finally, people are going, yay, they're doing a Fox News interview. Don't get her. Just ask her the questions.
Yeah.
We're not out to get her. You need to navigate and tell me what you mean by this, because it doesn't square with what you've said your whole career. Why was it that you didn't get registered to vote till you're 29? Willie Brown kind of launched your career. Okay, we all have people that help.
Yeah.
But I'm just, it doesn't seem you were interested in politics till a later age, and I don't think they'll go there. I just think, just simply go to the policies. Why weren't you able to do anything for the border if you're able to do it now? And why is day one not day 1,020? I mean, you've been there.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do something then?
True.
More coming up. Johnny and Ed next, 7:30.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Latino voters on the fence in South Florida have a chance to ask questions during a town hall featuring Donald Trump.
Former president, he's hoping to grow this shift in the Latino voters. He's heading to Miami to speak with voters at Univision Town Hall tonight. And his pitch is really the pocketbook.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff of the White House. Vice President Harris sits down for an exclusive interview that airs tonight on Special Report with Brett Baer. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News Channel. A U.S. Navy aircraft crashes last night east of Mount Rainier in Washington State.
There is one search plane up. It's doing circles around the area. The Navy is not providing any details on the crash. According to USNI News, they report that a naval helicopter was up looking for survivors.
And David Rose with Fox 13 in Seattle. 2 crew members are missing. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A teen's been charged with attempted first-degree murder after officials say she tried to kill her uncle by running him over with her car twice. 18-year-old Veronica Matazewski of Kempton charged Friday in Ford County Circuit Court. She faces 6 to 30 years if convicted. She's being held in the Ford County Jail in Paxton. Vaccines, one of the 2 best ways to fight illnesses, especially in the classroom. In Illinois, it's a requirement to have students vaccinated to stay in school. K-12 students have until this week to submit updated physicals and immunization records to their school districts. Some central Illinois farmers had to put a stop to their crop drop-offs. Ludlow Co-op Elevator Company was at capacity on soybeans in Paxton. They had to stop receiving beans 3 days ago, but they're back up and running as of Monday morning. The lack of rain has sped up the process. 111 cars will be each filled with almost 4,000 bushels of beans. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
I check Greg Sawyer's weather, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor living. Visit KramerSiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and Vicinity, and yesterday's episodes of cloud cover and some spotty shower activity riding off Lake Michigan, shifting more into western Indiana for the day today. Otherwise, just frost scraping off the windshield this morning. A more significantly colder start to the day tomorrow, with temperatures down around, if not a few degrees below freezing, but will moderate nicely this afternoon. More so Friday afternoon. Little change to the weather pattern for the weekend. Big warm up inside there and right on through next week, with perhaps some spotty shower chances early next week too. In the meantime, again, some frost scraping off the windshield this morning. Sunshine, chilly 59, but a much lighter northwest wind, little more in the way of cloud cover as you work towards the Indiana line and east from there for the day today. Tonight, clear, calm, cold. Overnight lows for tonight down between about 28 and 31. Light north wind for the day tomorrow. Widespread frost and a light freeze early. Sunshine and 63, 68 Friday, 72 for the ball game on Saturday, mid-70s on Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Okay, for those listening, hold on. For those listening on TuneIn or our streaming or Facebook Live or YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's right. Stevie Jay Show.
We're still going, but we did have a piece of equipment fail. People are texting in. They're not on terrestrial radio, but we have other platforms. And so the show must go on. It's Wednesday. Brother Johnny is out in the mountains of Colorado. Must be a little cool this morning, isn't it, Johnny?
Well, it's, we're in Park Rapid City, and then I'll be going to Philo. By far the coldest place of the three, which is 10 degrees colder than any place else.
Yeah,
So,
32
yeah,
degrees here this morning. Frost on the pumpkin. We got Brother Johnny at Estes Park, Colorado. Ed is out near the swamp. Virginia, your state, Mr. Ed Martin, Eagle Farm Legal Defense Fund, best-selling author and attorney at law, and people putting Harris Waltz signs in his yard as a early Halloween prank or something. Anyway, so your state, the Department of Justice is suing your state, sir, for trying to have the audacity to take illegals off the voting roll when that's been going on in Virginia since 2006 with Democratic governors as well.
Yeah, look, I mean, at a certain point you start to read, not the tea leaves, but read what's the tactics of the campaign. Right now the Democrats are suing to try to get more control in Virginia, the ability to cheat, I think, with illegal votes. They're also sending out people to talk about black men. You got to vote Kamala. If you're a real black man, you got to vote Kamala. All of this, guys, is an indication not of strength, right? If you're strong, you're talking to groups that you're trying to gain momentum, not stop the bleeding. And the biggest message there is Virginia is in play. I have to say, I've lived here now for 6 years. I've watched it closely, and I know what the data says. It's that all the enthusiasm is on Trump's side in Virginia, and all the discouragement is on the Democrat side. That's a recipe in a state like Virginia to go for Trump. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be wild to the finish, and that's what you're seeing all over the country. All the polls are now, the liars, the pollsters are now coming back and saying, well, Trump's actually up a little bit, and Trump's winning, because they can't lie to the end or they'll never get paid again. And so we're seeing reality this week settle in on the Kamala Harris campaign.
Well, and the other thing too, Stevie, when you're leading along the rolls who can't vote, even people away, you can create a ballot and run it, and it'll count. It has to be registered though, and that's why. I've always said there's massive fraud. And if you look at the hundreds of thousands of people who have passed away that votes have been counted, you have to ask, how does one dead person vote? How is that? How can that even be a clerical error? I mean, how could one, much less hundreds of thousands? And it's there, and that isn't they're just finding people who passed away. They're just taking all kinds of voters they know haven't voted and making ballots. And the percentage of dead people is very low, but that's how many show up. So we have no idea how this is going on. Now, I'm a broken record about it, but I do think, Eddie, that they're losing their grip on that, because there's a point at which it just won't do any good. And if it gets there, you're going to expose the whole thing. And there's been a lot of pushback on our electoral process, and I think that's helping. It's just army of people saying you got to stop doing this, you can't do this, look what they're doing there. And so and Kamala is just not very strong, Steve, not very strong, Eddie. She just was inserted, and we haven't seen. But I got to tell you, Ed, if she would win, and you have to know history, I think it would be a catastrophe bordering on the apocalyptic. She's going to be a terrible president.
Yeah, no, look, I think that's exactly all right. I do think if you think about what she's now saying, yesterday's news, again, black men, she said black men will get direct payment if they'll go ahead and start a business, and they don't have to pay it back. It'll be not a pay. You don't have to pay back a loan. Well, in America, that sounds like a bribe to me. I mean, vote for me, and it's not working at all. It's not, having Obama go out and screech and scream and say you're not being a good black guy if you don't vote for a woman. What's wrong with you? All this stuff is failing. But you're right. The policies are horrendous. Look, I mean, what I hope, in Virginia, one of the most popular signs is a sign that has Trump on the top, and it says secure the border, and below Kamala it says, open borders. And people need to remember what's at stake here. I mean, this is the policies are dramatically different. And you watched Donald Trump yesterday, hostile interviewer in a hostile setting, Bloomberg, editor-in-chief of the stupid Bloomberg news service, and a British guy, I think he was, talking about how Donald Trump doesn't know anything about the economy and he's wrong on tariffs. And Trump just looked at him and said, look, I'm bringing the jobs. I'm going to make sure our jobs are protected. I'm not going to let our jobs go away. That's how I'm operating. You guys, maybe you want to make more money at the multinational corporations and trade on Wall Street. He said, but it's not good for the country. And the country looks up and goes, yeah, that's about right. That's about right on our side, right? So, by the way, one more detail. So, again, the details of how to watch. If you go to Politico, you can always watch Politico.com. That's where the left writes with some sophistication and tries to lie about what's happening. And you can watch it, and if you know that, then with an eye for what's going on. But even they have an article today that says Kamala's Pennsylvania, get out the vote, her campaign is a disaster. Once they start writing stories about how the campaign is a disaster on their own side, you know that they're starting to turn on her. And it's going to turn, and the Biden people are loving it. The Biden people are going to say the only guy in America that could beat Donald Trump in history was Joe Biden and not Kamala. And so they're all turning on each other, which is, again, 3 weeks out, it's a disaster because 3 weeks out, all you can do is your basics. You get your phone banks, the emails, the letters, and if you're fighting amongst yourselves, you're gonna use energy on something other than getting out the vote.
Well, I think you're right. I think Biden would have probably done better than Kamala will do. We'll see. I thought they panicked, and he wasn't going to do very well, though, Stevie. It was they were in a bind to sell us something we don't want to buy, and they did a good job of it, considering how bad the product's been. But there's a point at which is we're not going to take it, and then when you start to basically threaten or bribe people, that just makes it worse. It's like so. I'm hoping it keeps trending this way. Say Vegas just flipped, and now Trump's favored to win by the bettors. So keep an eye on those. They don't like to lose money.
No, that's right. All right. I've got this brother Johnny Ed Martin, ESPN 93.5, and I've got a Kamala clip. I honestly don't know when she did this. I don't think it was on the campaign trail. I don't think she'd say this now. But if you have disdain for your country, why would you want to lead the country?
It's an honor, of course, to be with you this week as we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, as we speak truth about our nation's history. Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past, and we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today. It is an honor.
Why would I want to vote for that, Ed?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. That was just 3 days ago on
wait a minute, she did this 3 days ago, and she's running for president?
Yeah, that's Columbus Day. Yeah, that was she decided to offend every Italian American in the world, Italian American in the country. But look, it's just so shallow, right? The great tribal nations that were beaten by the settlers. They mistreated women. I mean, they raped women. They actually they beheaded people as part of their legal system. I mean, it's just so silly. I'm not saying everything about everything is perfect. Of course, we're all broken and sinners. That's why Johnny's praying all the time. But the reality is, and as you say, let's talk about malpractice, a campaign malpractice. How could you give that speech? I mean, who do you think you gain when you give that speech? MSNBC is already on board, Kamala. You might want to go out and say something instead like, the immigrant experience is unbelievable, and the Italian Americans are incredible, and Christopher Columbus is amazing. And by the way, for a long time they treated Italian Americans like second-class citizens, and now we revere them, right? So we're good as a melting pot. Come and be part of the melting pot. And instead, she does that jive. It's unbelievably bad. It's the worst campaign and the worst candidate ever in our history, and you couldn't imagine worse. And that's why if Donald Trump loses, guys, then they did cheat. Johnny is right. They cheated completely because she cannot win. It's not possible.
Well, I'll tell you, too, as far as the American history, the last 150 years, we've been an incredibly precedented stabilizing force and the good guys. I think that's part of the story, too, Steve. And then they get in 4 years ago. They unleashed Iran on the Middle East. They unleashed the Taliban on the Afghans, the Putin on the Ukraine. That's not stabilizing. China's flexing its muscle. It's catastrophic. The policies are terrible, both domestic and foreign. So we need to move somewhere else. So that's how we do in about 3 weeks, Steve.
Yep. 2 weeks from Tuesday now, as we approach early voting is happening. Ed, I'm early voting on Monday. I'm getting my vote in. That's what the Republican Party wants people to do. That's fine. But again, I don't know. I mean, I understand why this has to be close. Otherwise, I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to clickbait. This thing is fabricated to a point of there's just no way it can be this close. It would be unbelievable and would just make me so happy to hear at 7:01 Central Standard Time, Virginia has gone to Trump. Then it would be over.
Yeah. Well, look, No, you're right. And look, I about that, we should all be saying it out loud. I mean, you have to fight the fraud and all. But to your point, all the facts in 2020, one of the reasons guys like me really wondered about whether they stole the election, and in retrospect, it's clear that they were doing some things that were unprecedented, was because every trend was going Trump's way. Every single thing that's supposed to happen in a winning campaign, and every other race in 2020 went the way Trump was going, except for his, which flipped in 3 or 4 places overnight, right? So that's the same thing as now. And I don't think this country will take to be told that it's close when they know it's not, and then they get to election night, and everywhere else, everything is rejecting the policies of the Biden-Harris regime. And then suddenly, somehow, they see 1 million votes come in from overseas ballots into Pennsylvania. I don't think that they can get away with this, and I don't think that they will try, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people in Washington, D.C., maybe 100, maybe 200, of Democrats and insiders that could go to jail if Trump is not because Trump targets them, but because they've done things wrong. And those people may be powerful enough and desperate enough to try anything and take the country down. But we just keep saying over and over, you can't fool our lying eyes. You cannot make us believe something that's not true.
No, and I think that the House and the Senate, maybe, I don't know how the Senate looks. I haven't studied it. But there's a few states that look pretty good for flip, and they only need one net. So the president should go to Trump, but like you say, there's a lot more people more worried about that. But I don't know. I think it'll all work out. God is in control, is what I've been telling everybody and myself, and he is.
Yeah, I agree totally. Before we let you go, guys, Ed, Brett Baier has a sit-down with Kamala Harris that will air at 5 p.m. Central Time tonight on Fox News. What's going to happen, Ed Martin?
Well, I think Brett Baier has made a living by being a news guy, right? He is definitely on Fox, but he's not a liar. He's not a fake. I think he's an honorable guy. So I think he will put her in a tough spot some of the time. The best news is she'll have to have the whole interview posted. They did not cut a deal where she's allowed to have it cut up and pasted. So even if he doesn't push her enough, you're going to see her in real life, and you're going to have that out there, the whole thing. And that's going to be, I think, even more important than what's happening. I hope he asks her the following question, because this is a new obsession of the left. I want the question to be asked that he should say to her, Kamala, if the election in every indication, polls, data, get out the vote, is that Donald Trump should win, say it differently. If the election is in every poll, every data point says you should win, and suddenly Trump wins, will you protest the election? Or will you say whatever counts, counts? That's the game that they're playing. And of course, the reality is, if it's an election that there's not indications of problems, then everyone should accept it. But if there's indications of dramatic problems, he should ask her, what are you going to do? Is the game supposed to be, as soon as the election day's over, we take the results? That's what they want us to say, which makes you think they're cheating, right? It makes you think they're cheating. By the way, Stevie J, let me just do 30 seconds on the Senate. The Senate is flipping. I mean, the Democrat mansion in West Virginia is out, so it's going to be Republican. It's already flipping. And then there's going to be about 5 other races that are really close. Montana may flip the race. Pennsylvania may flip a race. These are all U.S. Senate seats. Maryland may flip a race. He's a liberal, but he still might win. And in Nevada, another one. And so you're going to see a Senate. They can't steal the Senate. I do think the Democrats might try to steal the House, because you really only need to steal about 6 or 8 House seats and flip them with the machines or with absentee ballots, so you can see that. But the likelihood is that the House is the place where you could see some losses localized. But anyway, I think that's what happens to Kamala. I think she's embarrassed by the whole interview, not necessarily by a specific question.
Well, I think the House is safe. It's more representative of how we vote. I don't think it goes to every single district. For instance, whatever they're doing in Chicago can't affect many of our Illinois districts. There's a free vote for that person, and so I think the House is probably going to increase a margin. But and I gotta say, I think Brett's going to do follow-up questions, Steve. Gentle but devastating follow-up questions.
Well, we'll see, and then we're gonna get middle-class family. So I don't know if she's going to answer a lot either. So before I let you go, I must tell you, I got a call from Fox News. Stevie J got a call from Fox News asking about a ballot question on the Champaign County ballot, which nobody knew about. Breitbart picked it up this morning, Ed. It says Cunningham Township question number 1. It's in the city of Urbana. Shall the United States federal government and subordinate divisions stop giving military funding to Israel, which currently costs taxpayers $3.8 billion a year, given Israel's global recognition as an apartheid regime with a track record of human rights violations? That's on our ballot in our town.
Wow, boy, that should be. I think you're going to be on the international news. You ought to get out there and lead the parade. That's incredible. Obviously, some of the faculty over there at the university were like, "Hey, let's do something fun." But that's going to get some attention, I'll tell you. And I agree with Trump. If you're a Jewish American of any commitment, how do you support the Harris regime? The insanity of this. We don't sit in judgment of any totality of experience. But my goodness, Israel was attacked, slaughtered, raped on October 7th, and the people that did it said, "Oh, if you don't mind, just leave us alone for a while." We're going to keep indoctrinating our kids to slaughter and rape you, but you shouldn't come back and fight us. Give me a break. I mean, it's insanity.
Well, but also just the way they run loose. I mean, Trump had them boxed in, and they released $100 billion that had been frozen. And then you can buy oil from them. They got all the money in the world, and they're using it for terror. We knew that. So yeah, I don't know how anyone can vote for Harris Waltz. But here's what's amazing: Kamala's actually worse than Joe, and Tim's worse than Kamala.
How do you do that? How do you do that, Ed? I've never seen. How can you do that? How can you get worse than Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, Steve, we've been complaining about Joe for 4 years, and you remember what Mom said? I'll give you something to cry about.
All right, I got to go. Ed Martin, how can people find you?
Well, over on X right now is where most of the action is, at Eagle Ed Martin. So head over there. I'll give you as much of the insight as I can, as fast as I can. In a couple of weeks, I will be in Pennsylvania I'll be in Pennsylvania before Election Day helping to get out the vote, but then I'll be in Pennsylvania as a lawyer on Election Day fighting to make sure we don't lose everything. So at Eagle Ed Martin is where you can catch up. And if you want to read the great Phyllis Schlafly, go to phyllisschlafly.com. She writes about elections really, really well.
Terrific. Ed, Johnny, thank you both. Ed Martin from the state of Virginia, the great state of Virginia, outside Washington, D.C. Brother Johnny in Estes Park, Colorado this morning. 7:54, it's ESPN 93.5. Weather forecast now with our meteorologist. He's Greg Solier. Our weather forecast brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana this Saturday and yesterday's episodes of cloud cover and some spotty shower activity riding off Lake Michigan, shifting more into western Indiana for the day today. Otherwise, just frost scraping off the windshield this morning. A more significantly colder start to the day tomorrow with temperatures down around, if not a few degrees below freezing, but will moderate nicely this afternoon. More so Friday afternoon, little change to the weather pattern for the weekend. Big warm up inside there and right on through next week with perhaps some spotty shower chances early next week too. In the meantime, again, some frost scraping off the windshield this morning. Sunshine, chilly 59, but a much lighter northwest wind, a little more in the way of cloud cover as you work towards the Indiana line and east from there for the day today. Tonight, clear, calm, cold. Overnight lows for tonight down between about 28 and 31. Light north wind for the day tomorrow. Widespread frost and a light freeze early. Sunshine and 63, 68 Friday, 72 for the ball game on Saturday. Mid-70s on Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
What is most important in your life? This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And the home of my soon-to-be, I'm just thinking here, 8-foot television. It's Steve Suderman over at Good Vibes, who's been there since day one. Over 50 years of great service. Your home theaters, your sound systems. How are you, my friend?
I'm feeling like fall has definitely fell. Frost on the pumpkin is kind of a cliche, but my gosh, I spent most of the last evening shoving plants into my garage and hoping that they survive. Fighting a line, I made it up to 22 after that, or maybe in spite of that crazy shootout on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
we have
man.
Michigan this weekend. It's the 100th anniversary of the Memorial Stadium. The Big Ten Network's going to be broadcasting the tailgate, their national tailgate, big tailgate they call it. While Channel 3 is going to carry the game. So this is going to be a great weekend for football. I don't much like our chances against Michigan, but boy, there's a reason they play the games, and all the hoopla is aimed in this direction. I'll probably be stuck here by myself in a store with no customers, hawking OLED TVs at shockingly low prices, along with audio equipment like we get some new Klipsch audio stuff that there's some Denon receivers on sale to power them. They'll help you join the streaming world, so you can not just play music on them, but you could also get this radio broadcast streamed right through it, or the old-fashioned way on air if that were working properly.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's too soon. So if I wanted to come in and hang and watch the ball game with you Saturday, you'll be available. That's for sure. So
I will. We'll have it on. It's going to be on Channel 3, so we can put it on every TV in the store. We don't have to use the dish feed for everything.
So if I wanted to come see your beautiful stuff or get hold of you, I know gvibes.com, but where are you located? How can I see you?
We're at 2010 Round Barn, and that's next to the driver's license facility and the glasses store on the other side of us. gvibes.com virtually, and our phone number is 3510909.
You remember
like it has been for 53 years.
53 years. You remember the band Shocking Blue?
Kind of. I'm Your Venus?
Yeah, that's it, man. And he was taking boxes out of the first truck for Good Vibes starting. Steve Suderman probably had this on, jamming to Venus. Anyway, my friend, always a pleasure, Steve Suderman. Good Vibes, Round Barn, go see him. And Saturday, he might have every TV will have the game on.
There you go.
Fun.
Okay, good thing to get a tailgater for, too. They're going to be tailgating from dawn, I think.
Oh, boy,
Saturday.
big day.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you, partner.
Drunk by lunch, right?
Oh, boy. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Steve Suderman over at Good Vibes. All right, we'll be right back. Our 8 o'clock hour next. ESPN 93.5 is coming up on 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
She's doing what she was criticized for not doing. I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News Vice President Harris is answering more questions now 20 days before the election.
This is a margin of error race. It's tight. I'm going to win.
That was Harris talking to Charlamagne the God on iHeartRadio. Today, Fox's Brett Baer will interview the vice president.
They've given us 25, 30 minutes.
And Brett says there are no stipulations on questions right before his Fox News Channel show at 6 p.m. Eastern after a Harris event in Pennsylvania.
We're going to tape it as live, no editing. We're going to go run right through, and then we're going to turn the tape around at the top of the 6 and run it just as we did it.
In 2 hours, Fox will air a Trump town hall with women voters from Georgia. Here's one of the questions for the former president related to illegal immigrant crime.
How quickly can you remove those threats to our society so that our children can go out on a run, as they rightfully should be able to do, in a park in the daytime by themselves?
We're going to end all sanctuary cities in the United States, and we're going to go back to normalcy, and we're going to have law and order.
4 more states are allowing early voting today after people in Georgia set a record there with more than 300,000 ballots cast on the first day of early voting. The power's back on for more people still recovering from Hurricane Milton in Florida. The number of outages down to about 83,000. That storm's blamed for at least 23 deaths. Helene killed over 10 times that many, doing damage all the way up to North Carolina, where 92 people are still missing. Fox Weather's Jane Menars in Chimney Rock.
It was a journey to get up here, as these roads are still very difficult to traverse, many of which are still cut off.
It was one of the communities devastated by flooding.
The 101st Airborne Unit with the U.S. Army, they left Chimney Rock yesterday, but the National Guard is replacing their efforts with recovery as it continues.
The U.S. Navy keeps searching for 2 crew members missing after a fighter jet crashed during training in Washington State. America's listening to Fox News.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccines subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Israel has launched more attacks in Lebanon targeting Hezbollah weapons storage, though at least 21 people were killed. And as Israel also battles Hamas militants in Gaza, the U.S. warns if Israel doesn't allow more humanitarian aid to displaced Palestinian civilians, American military aid could be cut off. This as Ukraine, also backed by the U.S., keeps battling Russia's invasion.
A warm welcome in the Ukrainian parliament for President Volodymyr Zelensky. But will his victory plan be so well received? One crucial detail in the blueprint, that Ukraine is invited to join NATO before the war ends. President Zelensky says it'll show the Russian people that Putin's plan has failed. NATO says, yes, Ukraine will join someday, just not while it's at war. The Ukrainian leader believes his victory plan could end the conflict no later than next year. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Weeks after an Afghan man was arrested in Oklahoma, accused of plotting an Election Day attack for ISIS-K, Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports.
We're learning the Election Day plot was part of a global terrorist attack involving the same terrorist organization. Earlier this month, this man, an Afghan national, Nasir Tawhidi, who arrived in the U.S. 10 days after the withdrawal of U.S. forces was completed in Afghanistan.
Now, the State Department's walking back earlier claims that he had been properly vetted before coming here and not part of a special visa program, as first stated. On Wall Street, stock futures up slightly the day after big losses. In the baseball playoffs, another Yankee win, powered this time by Aaron Judge.
Sends one high and deep to center field. Did he get it? Back on it is Thomas. He's at the wall. He got it. It's a 2-run home run.
New York beat Cleveland 6-3 on TBS, giving the Yankees a 2-0 lead in the American League Championship Series. New York's other team, the Mets, host the LA Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. That series tied at a game apiece. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Multiple Central Illinois counties have received grant money, which helps fund classroom lessons on agriculture. 81 coalitions for 88 different Illinois counties awarded over $645,000 in grant dollars from the Illinois Agricultural in the Classroom program. The money can be used for materials, training, educational lessons, and activities beginning next school year. One Central Illinois park will soon be getting a transformation. The Champaign Park District putting money into improving Davidson Park. They say the playground needs to be replaced. It was installed back in April 2004. The project will cost more than $160,000. Some Central Illinois farmers had to put a stop to their crop drop-offs. The Ludlow Co-op Elevator Company was at capacity on soybeans in Paxton. They had to stop receiving beans 3 days ago, but they're back up and running as of Monday. Lack of rain has sped up the process. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller. It is 8:06. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier, who's got an extra sweater on this morning.
Yep.
But I'm looking, as you've been predicting, it's going to warm back up. I mean, I just can't even fathom a better weather day for the big game in Michigan. By the way, for those skeptical about us beating Michigan, how dare you? We beat them 3 times since 1960. How dare you have skepticism?
Okay. Yeah.
Three times.
What is the point spread, by the way?
Michigan was favored by 2. Now it's 1, meaning America's betting on the Illini.
Yeah.
I was there when they beat them 16-6 in 1983, and I was doing a live phone broadcast for ABC Radio. So I got into the press box, the whole place. I lined up to park to go to the Michigan game in 1983 at University and First.
Right, over by the old Dallas and Company.
At University and First, which is what, a mile and a half?
Right.
That's the line.
Because it was like 75,000 people.
No, 76,000. It was 76,722 or something. It was the most ever.
Sold out now, Greg, is like 60,000 something.
Well, they put folding chairs on the track. We had a track back then. They put folding chairs on the track.
Wow.
Is
there standing room capacity? I don't recall if there is there.
Everybody was jammed in that place. Anyway, so I was there, and I was supposed to do ABC radio across the country, would put a tone in my ear, and then when the tone stops, you're live coast to coast, and you have 15 seconds, not 16, not 14.
Oh, I remember those days. Yeah.
Oh, boy. So I had 15 seconds, and I got in there, and there was no phone. All the phones had been taken. I had nothing. And so
get out some money.
Well, I would
start borrowing from other people.
I mean, I couldn't do that because I needed the phone when I needed the phone. I needed to control the phone.
Okay.
So I went up to the phone guy.
Okay.
And I said, "Can you put another line in for me?" And he was sweaty. Wasn't particularly in a good mood. Right. And I said, "How much would that cost?" He said, $150.
Okay, like I said, get out the money.
I was getting paid. I was getting paid, and this is back in the time when I was making $4 an hour. So $150 was a lot. ABC was paying me $100 to do the game, which is a lot of money.
Which is like $1,000.
You're losing some money.
That's
here.
like a half a week's work for $100.
Exactly.
And so I said, okay, I'll do it. Because, I had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the phone. I let other people use my phone when I didn't need it. But they had put an auxiliary bench for us out in this was back when Memorial Stadium was shaking. They had civil engineers look at it because they were worried the thing was shaking.
Right.
There's so many people in the stadium.
Are we structurally sound here?
So I did my thing.
Might be that way this weekend.
I went home, I collapsed with exhaustion, and I got the bill from the phone company. It was like $65.
Oh, good.
So
he gave you a break.
I was at $35.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it was a break as it was the cost, but he didn't want to do it.
Gotcha.
So anyway, but anyway, we beat him in '83. And then I got to really think the last two other times, but we did do it. And then Rocky Harvey and all that stuff, we all remember that game where we totally got ripped off. But who remembers that? Anyway, so we don't beat Michigan much. I mean, the series is like, what, 80-some to 12 or 15. I mean, we beat them up there in Michigan probably as many times as we beat them in Champaign.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan is a formidable, but it's a game that we want desperately, and I think we can compete with them, and I think it could be good. And you never know, boy, if you win that thing on Red Grange Day, kind of 100th anniversary Memorial Stadium, that'd be pretty remarkable to get that done.
And could we pop into the top 10 with a victory?
I don't think so. I don't think so because they're only ranked 24.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
they're only 24. I
Yep,
think
we're
we pop
22.
We'd be top 20 for sure, maybe getting near 15.
Yeah.
But then the buzz begins about could you possibly run the string, and I don't know, but let's just see about Saturday and see if we can compete with Michigan, which would be a thrilling, exciting, electric sellout we're all fired up about. All right, Mr. Meteorologist, what do you see from Wednesday through our ball game, friend?
Well, we'll be easily doubling the number that we have out there with temperatures over at Willard and Savoy 31. We'll probably be looking at about 71, 72 at kickoff Saturday afternoon. A little less wind now involved, not quite as gusty as we had, say, last Saturday, but there should be no major impact to the kicking and passing game Saturday afternoon. So as good as it gets, Chamber of Commerce championship caliber weather for the game itself. Fitting it quite appropriately. 33 now over at Rantoul, 35 Danville, 36 Wilmington Normal. Yeah, you scraped some of that white stuff off the windshield. The lake effect of yesterday, yes, that was lake effect that made it all the way down here, shifting into Indiana for the day-to-day. So generally partly to mostly sunny skies, east to west across the listing area. Temperatures still on a November scale, up to about 59. Clear tonight, cold widespread. Lows of about 29 to 31. A lot of frost here first thing tomorrow morning, and a freeze as well. Sunny, milder in the afternoon, 63, then up to about 68, sunshiny on Friday, 72 for football Saturday, 74 on Sunday, maybe a shower late Monday, early Tuesday. Otherwise, we'll run the string of 70s for daytime highs a good part of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, good to have you, Greg. Thank you so much. It is 8:12. Brett Baer will be in the Worldwide Spotlight. I'm going to play an interview I had with Brett. He's been on a number of times, I'd say over 5. And really, really good dude. He played golf at DePaul University in Greencastle, Indiana. And he went through Rockford. He actually worked on TV in Rockford. Anyway, Brett has the spotlight tonight with Kamala Harris. And the world awaits some challenging questions that we want to know about. And I'll play the Brett interview. He's written a lot of historic books, and he's always great and gracious to be on. Okay, you had Living Alternatives last night.
I did, and the banquet was probably 750 people or so, and at the iHotel and Conference Center, Rebecca Hagan really gave some insight to what's happening out there as far as a quote-unquote chemical abortion, and if a woman is young and confused and doesn't want to have a term pregnancy, that, you know, she's taking the pill, or what this looks like, how you can go into, clinics and get a chemically induced, it's forcing you to have a period, or reduces the progesterone.
Is it done early on?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, they just give you the medicine, quote unquote, and you're going home and dealing with this.
I see.
And, the cramping and the issue. And, your family doesn't know what's going on in most cases. And you're just trying to deal with this in your bedroom and bathroom. And oh, my goodness, I just felt so much empathy for women who are facing this. And the statistics that she brought up of 630,000 people tried this, and 61% of the abortions that happen in the state of Illinois are chemically induced, and 90,700 in Illinois. It's a 22% increase that chose to do this last year. I mean, it's staggering, the statistics that we're dealing with when it comes to this look. And that's why the Pregnancy Resource Center and Living Alternatives is so important.
Yeah.
Because they just say, we're going to take you through the next step. And they don't look at you as a number and I need to get through this because there's so many people in the lobby and I'm just going to go through the drill. When you walk in the door there, they're going to talk you through different aspects of the pregnancy, including, can you do this on your own? Mm-hmm. Can you go through adoption? Talking about how many people can't have children and how adoption is such a great resource. Maybe saying, giving you a pregnancy test, giving you a sonogram, and how many people change their lives because and make different decisions because of the support that they get for free at these different locations. And it talked about all the different clients who have made different choices. 15 changed their mind inside the last year because of Pregnancy Resource Center.
15 souls, 15 lives. All right, so you had it last night, Mercy's Refuge Living Alternatives Pregnancy Center, and they 750 people there, a complete full high hotel, in other rooms too.
That's right.
Yeah.
And 40th year of the ministry. And Rebecca Hagan, of course, is online, and she talked about her Christian upbringing. But this is what we face these days. I mean, especially the kids and online and different choices that they're making. I mean, it was very impactful what was being said. I just thank Brittany Pierce and Brandy Pierce and her team for coming to us with this years ago, and the support we give, especially over on Christian FM 95.3, and so many listeners approaching and saying they appreciate what we're doing here at Stevie J Broadcasting.
We're honored to do it. We thank you. Thank you, Diane, for that recap. ESPN 93.5, 816. Check your sports headlines.
All right, we were talking about the Michigan game, and that's pretty much what everybody's talking about, as we have a 2:30 kickoff, and 100 years and a day since Red Grange, the Galloping Ghost, led the Illini in a win past the Michigan Wolverines. I want to say it was 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. I believe it was 6 touchdowns overall, and maybe even one that he threw. What an amazing athlete. I remember back in the day you being on the Virginia Theater stage and doing a bit of a play about the story of Red Grange and what he was doing 100 years ago. Imagine if he had social media and NIL in this day and age.
Yeah. No, that was that was quite
really a Michael Jordan of sorts as far as athletes go, and the recognition that he was getting. It's amazing. Illinois volleyball in action against Indiana tonight at 6 at Huff Hall. And, talking about Huff, George Huff was the athletic director then, and then it was Bob Zupke, and there's this documentary that was released earlier this week about the great Memorial Stadium, honoring so many soldiers, talked about different storylines with that. Thursday night football will be Denver in New Orleans. I think it's a battle of the rookie quarterbacks on that game. The Bears will have the weekend off, and Houston will be at Green Bay, and Miami is in Indianapolis. The Liberty and Lynx continue their series in the WNBA championship, and that series is tied at a game apiece. We also have the Dodgers and New York Yankees going at it for Game 3.
Partner with a team whose roots run deep, Busey Ag Services. Farm brokerage will help you maximize the yield on your investment. Strength of Busey Ag Services farm brokerage is in their numbers. Financing agricultural needs for nearly 150 years, 100,000 plus acres under their management, 9 licensed real estate brokers, 2 state-certified general real estate appraisers, full range of products and services, and Busey handles them all, small farms, large commercial farms, and agribusinesses. Put your trust in the experienced team at Busey. For all of your ag services, farm management, and agricultural needs, you can call them at 800-67-BUSEY or visit Busey.com to maximize the yield in your investment for over 155 years now. Busey, member FDIC. All right, we're going to take our Fox Business and be right back with you. And then at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to play a Brett Baer interview. Brett will be on the world stage tonight on Fox News. That'll be highly, highly viewed. Mm-hmm. They're taping it this afternoon. I don't know where. He probably goes to her. I would sure think. And then 20 to 30 minutes is what they say.
Okay.
So that'll be insightful. And then Brett Baer will be the journalist that asks her the challenging questions that we've not seen.
And if he can just gently nudge her to stay on topic.
Well, that will be a challenge. 8:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, Vicinity, and yesterday's episodes of cloud cover and some spotty shower activity riding off Lake Michigan, shifting more into western Indiana for the day today. Otherwise, just frost scraping off the windshield this morning. A more significantly colder start to the day tomorrow, with temperatures down around, if not a few degrees below freezing, but will moderate nicely this afternoon. More so Friday afternoon, little change to the weather pattern for the weekend. Big warm up in sight there, and right on through next week with perhaps some spotty shower chances early next week too. In the meantime, again, some frost scraping off the windshield this morning. Sunshine, chilly 59, but a much lighter northwest wind, little more in the way of cloud cover as you work towards the Indiana line and east from there for the day today. Tonight, clear, calm, cold. Overnight lows for tonight down between about 28 and 31. Light north wind for the day tomorrow. Widespread frost and a light freeze early. Sunshine and 63, 68 Friday, 72 for the ball game on Saturday, mid-70s on Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice, Greg Soldier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The cost of things from other countries declined in September. Moderating oil prices appear to be a factor. Import prices were down 0.4%. Excluding energy, there was a 0.1% increase. For the year, import prices are down 0.1%. This morning, West Texas Intermediate crude is below $70 a barrel. Morgan Stanley was making more money in recent months from its investment banking, wealth management, and trading. Its profit was up 32% in the recent quarter. The stock is higher after rising to a record yesterday. J.B. Hunt, the freight giant based in Arkansas, reported a better-than-expected quarter. Its profit weakened, but CEO Shelley Simpson says the shipping market is back to more seasonal demand patterns. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
Including the pre-Super Bowl era, what NFL franchise has won the most NFL championships?
I'm going to say the Cowboys.
I guess I would say the Packers.
How'd you do? Exactly. These get tougher, so hang on.
Make sure you take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Thank you for taking the quiz.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Illini fans win free tickets. Stevie Jay Broadcasting has teamed up with Express Employment Professionals, your local link to top talent opportunities. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 for your chance to win tickets to upcoming home games. That's Illini to 359-2255. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business at 1001 North Mattis. Express Employment Professionals says go Illini. Visit expresspros.com.
Do you need some extra cash?
Be a special census field representative and make $18.83 an hour. You'll be working a small area on campus and have some flexibility with this job.
A special census is coming to campus residents around the University of Illinois. Field representatives are needed through November with Urbana's partial special census.
Visit urbanaillinois.us/census jobs.
Make $18.83 an hour. Visit usajobs.gov/jobs and look for the city of Urbana.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
The 15th Annual Disability Resource Expo is coming October 26th from 11 to 4 at Marketplace Mall. Gather information and talk to representatives from around 70 disability service providers. Brought to you by Champaign County's Mental Health and Developmental Disability Boards. Presented by Thrivent Financial, East Central Illinois Group. Enjoy the adapted fashion show at 1 o'clock. Brought to you by Equitability. October 26th, 11 to 4 at Marketplace Mall. Learn more at disabilityresourceexpo.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
We are carrying the Chicago Bears this year on Q96.1. And lo and behold, the Bears are 4-2. That's the good news. Bad news, they're in a division with the Green Bay Packers, the Detroit Lions, and the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, boy.
So can all four teams make the playoffs? Because I think there are 3 wild cards, and I don't think the other divisions are very good. But the Bears are 4-2. Now, I will say the Bears have the 4th easiest schedule in the NFL. So they're playing Carolina, Jacksonville. They're playing some of the weaker guys.
Okay.
But they're 4-2. So let's celebrate 4-2.
Absolutely.
And see what happens. If we get confidence going and start kind of figuring it out. Caleb Williams had 4 touchdown passes. The rookie. Anyway, Bears are 4-2. They're off this Sunday. So
yes,
you'll
next
hear that.
up will be Sunday, October 27th, 3:25 game against the Washington Commanders.
And the Commanders are like, whoo, what?
Mm-hmm.
They're totally in the hunt for playoffs. They're very good.
Here's a headline that says, has Caleb Williams finally broken the Bears' 75-year quarterback curse?
You mean no prominent quarterback?
I mean,
since
back in the McMahon days, I feel like that.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he also was hurt a lot.
Okay.
Remember, it was Steve Fuller, who was the quarterback that led a lot of the 85 Bears. Steve Fuller was the man's name.
Okay.
He was in a lot.
Walter Payton.
Well, Walter Payton.
Yeah.
But as quarterback goes, and McMahon was very good, but it was also a time when you could pile drive people into the turf without a penalty. I mean, it was just different.
Yeah.
And it was rough. You go back and look at some of the old NFL films, and they weren't as big, fast, strong, quick. I mean, physics was different. They're so fast now. The linemen used to have guts. The line were just big fellas to shove you out of the way. Now they're quick and they can go tackle the quarterback with force. Back then, I remember McMahon literally got lifted up and pile drived into the ground. It was unbelievable. I think it hurt him. Anyway, but McMahon was very good. I mean, but it wasn't like Tom Brady. I mean, we haven't had anybody. I mean, the Bears never have had. I mean, I don't think they've ever had a guy like Caleb Williams looked in the last game. So we'll see. I mean, maybe. Listen, name a team that has won a Super Bowl without a really star quarterback. It's happened a couple of times. Normally, it's your Peyton Mannings, your John Elways, your Tom Brady's, your Drew Brees. I mean, it's people that have Eli Manning. I mean, you just what is remarkable that isn't. I know how prominent the Mannings are, but just think about the dinner table at the Manning house with Archie, who is quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and his lovely wife, and Peyton, Eli, and Cooper are sitting at the dinner table. And you say, boy, someday, you, Eli, you, Peyton, are going to be Super Bowl winners, MVPs at the same table. What?
And really, their son also, isn't he playing for, is it Texas?
Archie is Cooper, the one that didn't play football. Cooper's son is Archie. But they have Peyton, Eli, and Cooper. Cooper didn't play high-level football, but his son Archie will.
Right.
So it's Arch Manning, another one.
It's really amazing.
I don't know how you
from the same family.
I cannot believe. Now Archie was a quarterback, but the Saints weren't any good when he played. He never, they never went to playoffs, nothing like that. But he was an NFL quarterback, and ended up having 2 Super Bowl winning MVPs. I think both Eli and Peyton both won 2, didn't they? Anyway, it's the odds of that happening at your dinner table, where 2 of your kids are going to be Super Bowl winning quarterbacks and MVPs of the Super Bowl. What? 2 of you? The odds what? The chances of you getting to play college football are very slim.
I know it.
it's a head shaker.
That is
All right.
mind-boggling.
Brent Baer, he's got the big stage in the world tonight. I'll play a past interview we did with him next. It's ESPN 93.5. It's Wednesday, October 16, 2024. We'll be right back.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Early in-person voting starts today in 4 more states: Iowa, Kansas, Rhode Island, and Tennessee. A record first day of early voting is reported in Georgia. Former President Trump was there.
You're going to be saying, please, sir, there are too many companies coming into Georgia. Please, please. We can't take it anymore. We don't have enough people for the job.
Vice President Harris on plans to provide $1,020,000 forgivable loans to black entrepreneurs.
Not everybody has access to the capital, but we know in the community we do not lack for ambition, aspirations, dreams, hard work ethic.
Harris with host Charlamagne the God for an iHeartRadio town hall. She's on Fox News Channel at 6 p.m. Eastern, Trump at 11 a.m. Eastern, in a town hall taped in Georgia with an all-woman audience. America's listening to Fox News.
Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
Tim Onstadt, Gale Frericks Trucking, Dedicated Diesel. How is everything at Dedicated Diesel and Dixie Chopper?
Well, Dedicated Diesel is going great guns. A couple weeks ago, Donna put in an order for some new machines. We got some great fall deals. We've sold most of the inventory, so we got in a new shipment. We've got new Classics, Blackhawks, Excaliburs, Eagles, Z2, and the new Falcon. That is a nice mower.
So when people try it and get on it, I bet the higher percentage buys them, probably feeling the handling and everything?
Yeah, it's hard to go back to something else once you've driven a Dixie Chopper. And that Falcon seat is the most comfortable mower seat I've ever been on. It is incredible. The Falcon, we've got a great deal on that for $7,000. The introductory price is $9,000 on it, and we're going to get rid of them as fast as we can. Well, that's a 60-inch deck on that Falcon, so you can do residential, commercial, cut a lot of lawn with that.
Here's a look at local news. One Central Illinois park will soon be getting a transformation. The Champaign Park District putting money into improving Davidson Park. They say the playground needs to be replaced. It was installed back in April 2004. The project will cost more than $160,000. Some Central Illinois farmers had to put a stop to their crop drop-offs. The Ludlow Co-op Elevator Company was at capacity on soybeans in Paxton. They had to stop receiving beans 3 days ago, but they're back up and running as of Monday. Lack of rain has sped up the process. Multiple Central Illinois counties have received grant money, which helps fund classroom lessons on agriculture. 81 coalitions for 88 different Illinois counties awarded over $645,000 in grant dollars from the Illinois Agricultural in the Classroom program. The money can be used for materials, training, educational lessons, and activities beginning next school year. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Does your bank keep rewards just out of reach? Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. While some banks save their reward programs for a select few, here at Fisher National, we offer free rewards checking to all of our customers. We are trying to reward you for the things you do every day. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive a statement electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's as easy as that. Rewards checking includes excellent 2.0 annual percentage yield for balances up to $20,000 and ATM refunds up to $20. Oh, and no minimum balances required. Free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Rewards within reach and service beyond. See monthly requirements at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, vicinity, and yesterday's episodes of cloud cover and some spotty shower activity riding off Lake Michigan, shifting more into western Indiana for the day today. Otherwise, just frost scraping off the windshield this morning. A more significantly colder start to the day tomorrow with temperatures down around, if not a few degrees below freezing, but will moderate nicely this afternoon. More so Friday afternoon, little change to the weather pattern for the weekend. Big warm up in sight there and right on through next week with perhaps some spotty shower chances early next week, too. In the meantime, again, some frost scraping off the windshield this morning. Sunshine, chilly 59, but a much lighter northwest wind, a little more in the way of cloud cover as you work towards the Indiana line and east from there for the day today. Tonight, clear, calm, cold. Overnight lows for tonight down between about 28 and 31. Light north wind for the day tomorrow. Widespread frost and a light freeze early. Sunshine and 63, 68 Friday, 72 for the ball game on Saturday, mid-70s on Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football is Circus Sports Illinois. Circus Sports, it's betting the way it should be. Circus Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game, Circus Sports has it. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com.
Must be 21 or older. For Illinois Problem Gambling Services, please call 1-877-968-7848.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. Okay, so Brett Baer has the world's attention interviewing Kamala Harris. And why? Because she's done so much now, she hasn't done a journalist. She's been on Friendlies. And so they decided to do Fox News. How come? Because they're behind.
Yeah.
And will she be able to change the mind of a Fox News viewer and or independent or a Democrat watching? We'll see. But this is an interview we conducted with Brett Baer in the past. 5 o'clock Central on Fox News Channel for Brett Baer talking to Kamala Harris for about a half hour. Here's our Brett Baer interview. Well, Brett Baer currently serves as Fox News Channel's anchor and executive editor special report, 5 to 6 Central Time. He's Mr. Everything, including Mr. Rapper. Sorry, I got to play it again. You got it, man. I mean, it's like, I don't know what's scarier, that suit you're in 2018 or the fact that you're good. No, I mean, you got the rhythm. This is actually with Sugar. This is like the band.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang. You're doing it with them, and they had to say, dude, you actually got rhythm.
It's only that song from high school, Stevie. That's it. That's all I remember.
But you got it. I mean, at least it's a staple. It's solid. All right. Tell me about your experience with Children's National.
So my son, Paul, has had 4 open heart surgeries and 10 angioplasties there. His most recent was 7 weeks ago. He's 13, and it's been an amazing journey. He's doing great. I mean, really great. And we just want to give back. They're doing amazing stuff there, plus they're doing research that's changing congenital heart disease for the world. And we think that we're on the cusp of a breakthrough. So we do things every year to raise money. And one of the things we do is an event in Naples with a panel that I bring from Fox. This year we had scheduled Brian Kilmeade and Emily Campagno, Charles Payne, and Shannon Bream, and me. But because of COVID, we couldn't do it in person. So we're going to open it up to the nation and do it digitally, virtually. And it's allstarpanelevent.com. And we'll have a panel discussion about the way forward. We'll take questions from people who are on there. We'll have special performances from Rascal Flatts and some hellos from people you know. But the really cool thing is an auction with stuff that you can't get anyplace else, like a Zoom call with Greg Gutfeld, or Jim Nance will do your cell phone voice message for you, hello, friends.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so it's allstarpanelevent.com, and all the money goes to Children's National and this amazing research that they're doing there.
February 13, $200, tax deductible. Plus, I think if you do that, they're giving you another ticket for this, and then they're giving you a ticket for next year's in-person at the Ritz, I think, if I understand all that right. So there's a bunch of extra perks you can get in this. Plus, you're going to help, and you're going to help children. Right? You could write a check. You don't have to be so active. I mean, but you and Amy are just like in. You're really passionate about this.
Well, we are. I mean, we feel like we just deserve to be ambassadors for this great place, and we want to give back. Everybody has something, Stevie, and we've talked about this before, but you just feel compelled to do something, and we do, write checks too. But I think it's when you get a nation involved or people who care, it's amazing how you can move the ball.
This is the chair of Children's National talking about the Bears Don't Blush, but I do want to play this.
Amy and Brett are humble. They never ask for recognition. In fact, it's the exact opposite. And I hope we will all today not only stand in recognition, but recognize them in supporting our hospital that they love so much and has given Paul and many, many, many other children the gift of life.
That's awesome. And here's your son, this is stunning.
I want people to know that my mom and my dad are special because they're nice and caring. They always want to help others. I love you, Mom and Dad.
Come on, man. You could become President of the United States. You won't top that. I mean, that's
he's an awesome kid. He's his own ambassador. He really is. And And, there's just a lot of great things that happen at that place. And like I said, we could be on the cusp of a breakthrough that changes the dynamic of things.
Okay, so again, the website to take part February 13 again is?
AllStarPanelEvent.com.
Okay.
AllStarPanelEvent.com.
And you can give money
You can go on there and just donate $5 if you want.
Yeah, do that. It's awesome what you're doing. By the way, this is really important now, how's Paul's swing?
So the funny thing is we get done with the surgery, right, Stevie, and the surgeon's talking to him, and it's hit or miss. I mean, it's a bumpy ride to get out of a big surgery like that. The first thing he says out of when he's with it is, when can I chip and putt?
Wow.
So he's chipping and putting. He'll do his full swing in a couple weeks, so he'll be back on the links soon.
I got to ask you about stuff in Washington, but I also got to ask you about you being 15 years old, seeing Jack win his six. Come on, I didn't know that. I read this. So you were at the Masters in Augusta. You saw Jack Nicklaus win his final green jacket. And then
1986.
and then you got to play and work in charities with Jack Nicklaus, and then you go to Augusta and shoot 72. What?
I know. It's been a great track. By the way, the Nicklaus is doing amazing things with Children's Health too, and we're teaming up with them. But
awesome.
Yeah, I was there in '86, hole to hole. Running with him. And I saw on 17, yes, sir, that putt.
That's crazy. What a great experience. And you're 72. How many birdies, how many bogeys, how did you manage the greens?
I had the putter going that day, man. Wow. And I birdied Amen Corner. Yeah.
And you have it framed on the wall?
I have it framed on the wall.
Get the keeper. Anyway, Brett Baer, all right, have you ever, in your 20-some years, seen anything that's going like what's going on now?
No way. Nothing. I mean, it's surreal. It's I've been to Baghdad a lot. It does resemble the Green Zone, honestly. It's 26,000 troops on the immediate area around the capital. There's barricades and walls. That doesn't count the Secret Service and the police. So it's a lockdown. And, I said it's surreal, but it's sad, too, that we're at this point. I was trying to think what my late friend and colleague Charles Krauthammer would say about this. And I honestly think he would focus on what the founders were focused on, which is first principles and the Constitution and the peaceful transfer of power, which is going to take place at noon. It's just going to look a lot different.
Brett Baer, Fox News, 5 to 6. You can catch it. It is an hour of absolute journalism. It's really, really good. It's got to be one of the best, if not the top news show that I can watch, and I enjoy it all the time. So is it a good idea to stop misinformation, to stop people from saying certain things in this country, or must we hold on to that First Amendment?
Listen, I think we're in a dangerous place when it comes to speech, and we just have to be careful that we don't overshoot here, and I'm already hearing some things about that. There's one thing about danger and threats and dealing with that. There's another thing about expressing opinions, and we have to know where that line is. I think that, remember that this government is very tenuous as far as majority goes. The Senate's 50-50. Speaker Pelosi only has a few seats in the House. So there is power in the middle and moderation and negotiation. And I guess if there's solace for Trump supporters, it's that 2022 is just around the corner, and depending on how the Biden administration handles these days will depend on how they do in the midterms.
Man, I tell you, I almost need a hard hat right now for you. And I know that we all get some feedback. Some of the stuff you get on Twitter, and wow, and you just deflect. It's like water off the duck's back, proverbially. Because there are people that are just ridiculous out there that say stupid things.
Well, I read it, and I don't dwell on it. But listen, we have a job to do, and I've told you before. I think of myself some days like an ice hockey goalie trying to prevent the bad pucks from getting through. And there's a lot of bad pucks there online and all over the place. So we're going to stick to the news, and we'll let if you build it, they will come.
Yep. Keep up the good work. Always a pleasure chatting with you. And good job with this All-Star panel. Again, the website for that to participate, Brett, is
AllStarPanelEvent.com. AllStarPanelEvent.com. And you can just go on there and donate $5.
Yep. We'll take it.
We'd be thrilled with that.
Hey, thanks for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. It's Brett Baer, Fox News. He's the chief anchor. He's the number one guy out there at Fox. And 5 o'clock, I would challenge anybody to watch that and say that's not journalism. Yeah. It's just good stuff. It's information. Brett Baer earlier, whenever we did that.
And they're taping the interview in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And that'll be 6 p.m. Eastern tonight.
I wonder if she'll say this.
I was the first person to be a woman Attorney General of California. I was the first woman to be elected District Attorney of San Francisco. I was the first person of color to be elected Attorney General of California. Whatever. First. Welcome to the Role Model Club.
Oh, my gosh.
It's tough.
This is live audience. They're not reacting.
Nobody knows what
Role Model Club. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. And then if Brett pushes her, be careful.
Right. It says.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I have to
I'm
weigh
speaking.
in.
$400,000
He said he's
a
going
year.
to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Brett, I'm speaking. All right, anyway, I'll look
Stepping
forward.
out of her comfort zone. You got to give her, kudos for doing that. I mean, they're saying non-friendly and Fox News.
Well, why doesn't great that Brett's got the interview. I want to see 90 minutes with the press. That's what I want to see. I want to see 90 minutes with the press, but we'll see how tonight goes, and of course, we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, 8:49.
Mark your calendars now for America Recycles Day, November 2nd. Come to the Anita Purvis Nature Center between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and check out all the free activities. Learn about all the different and fun things you can do with recycled glass. See glass blowing demonstrations from a local artist. Learn how you can go green and recycle items in your world. Keep up to date on America Recycles Day, November 2nd by checking out the posts on social media or visit urbanaparks.org. Urbana Park District, you belong here.
Looking for the best deal on your next vehicle? Visit Sarah Champagne, where your dream car awaits. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs, they've got it all. Their unbeatable prices and exceptional customer service make car buying a breeze. Plus, with their hassle-free financing options, driving off in your new ride has never been easier. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, GMC. Visit them today. Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
In 1925, Bud and B. Reichert founded a small plumbing business in Urbana. Today, nearly 100 years later, A&R Mechanical is still thriving. A&R Mechanical believes in designing, building, and maintaining with plumbing, piping, ventilation, and HVAC service. As one of the largest and most innovative contractors in the Midwest, their team creates and sustains essential facility systems for iconic structures like the Siebel Center, the Campus Instructional Facility, Carl at the Fields, Chemical and Life Science Lab, the Carl Heart and Vascular Service, and literally dozens more. Their impact on Champaign-Urbana is legendary. For nearly a century, A&R Mechanical has been a cornerstone of our community. Congratulations, A&R Mechanical, on nearly 100 years of dedication, innovation, and community spirit. Design, build, maintain. It's what they've done for nearly 100 years and what they'll continue to do for the next 100 years. Visit ar-mech.com for more details.
Looking for the perfect pair of boots? Come on down to Pard's Western Shop in Urbana. With an amazing selection that fits every style, Pard's has the perfect pair waiting for you the next time you're hitting the rodeo or stepping out in style. They've got great deals and sale prices on men's cowboy boots, girls' cowgirl boots, and kids' boots. And their friendly staff will make sure you leave with the boots you love. Pard's Western Shop, serving its customers with high-quality merchandise since 1968. Go see them today at 306 North Maple Street in Urbana.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Illinois, Champaign vicinity as expected. The November feel into position, but more in the way of sunshine expected for the day today. No mention of rain, and certainly a frost scraping episode off the windshield for this morning. You bet, and even a widespread and more significantly colder start to the day tomorrow before steadfast warming gets going Friday afternoon, takes us into the weekend and the better part of next week too. So mostly sunny, chilly for the day today. Areas off east of Champaign through western Indiana, for example, may see more cloud cover and perhaps a stray shower there, but nothing here. 59, the high light northwest wind. Clear, calm, cold tonight. A widespread frost and freeze late, low down to about 31. Low cold spots to about 28 for the day tomorrow. Widespread frost and a freeze early in the morning, then sunny, mild in the afternoon up to 63. Sunny, milder for Friday afternoon at 68 up to 72 at kickoff time. Bit of a south breeze and sunshine for football Saturday, Memorial Stadium. 74 the forecast high for Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Hi, it's Wes from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our mission at Lands is to provide top-tier service, prioritize our customers with upfront pricing, and maintain exceptional communication. We assure you at Lands we will only recommend what you truly need, from regular maintenance on your home's mechanical systems with the Lands Comfort family to replacement of existing equipment. Right now, Lands is offering up to $1,500 off qualifying Trane heating and cooling systems, and combining it with utility companies' rebates and potential tax credits, now would be a great time to consider updating your HVAC system. Visit us at landsinc.com.
Best steaks in Central Illinois belong to one institution, and that's the Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown eclectic Gifford. I'm Jay Lehman. I'm a regular at Long Branch Steakhouse. I take my wife. I take my kids. I love the fried pickles, fried mushrooms, the onion rings, and of course, the steaks. The ribeye is my personal favorite. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9. Tell Donnie Jay Lehman sent you. Don't forget the mac and cheese. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9 in downtown Gifford.
I could take about a big old bowl of that mac and cheese for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime.
And he's doing lunch on Fridays.
Fridays 11 to 2 until the end of the year. If the Friday 11 to 2 lunch works, I think he'll keep it.
Right.
But that makes 11 to 2, off for a couple of hours, back at 5. That's a long day.
Wednesday through Saturday, 5 to 9 are the typical hours for Long Branch Steakhouse. And on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I love the shish kebabs. I'm such a big fan of Donnie's.
Yeah.
And we're lining up our Christmas party and got to get that done.
Gotta go.
You essentially take over the restaurant.
Yeah, we do, and it's so fun. If you want to plan a Christmas party, he's already booking the dates in December, and you can own the whole restaurant. And it's good. Oh, yeah. And we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Get some pies as well.
That's right.
And then we play games. It's really fun.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be back, the boys, this afternoon after 3. We have this equipment failure we had this morning that we're only streaming this morning. We'll get her back here real soon and be back and running by the time the boys are on, we hope. And then as we prepare again for Michigan, Illinois, 2:30 Saturday, a very exciting week in football. And they don't come along very often, but, man, maybe.
Right.
I mean, we're 5-1. We're ranked 22nd. What the heck? Let's see what we can do.
We'll have a pair of tickets at Pia's after 3 on Friday if you want to join us, or try to text in Illini 359-2255 to win from expresspros.com.
Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Have a great Wednesday. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
She's with the Parkland Police. Why are you in law enforcement, Jessica?
Well, it's actually something that I kind of fell into. It was never my dream to be a police officer as a little kid. I wanted to do casework in the prison system with sex offenders.
I mean, you got some real troubled people, and you wanted to get involved and do that.
I did. My background, I believe, allows me some empathy.
Perspective.
For sure. And that crisis intervention is one of the key components to a first responder like the police.
Absolutely.
So what do you want people to know about police officers and policing?
I think community policing is still where we need to be. It's not just a buzzword. It is the actual core of what we need to be doing, being out and actively building those relationships, building those bonds with people so that they know that you are a safe space, that they know that they can come to you.
Stephanie Pratt, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, the realtor that rocks, supports local law enforcement with Stevie Jay Broadcasting.
Flooring Surfaces has a brand new showroom. You'll see beautiful products displayed in new and exciting ways, with inspiration around every corner. Enjoy a modern floor covering experience in a space designed to showcase what Flooring Surfaces does best. Premium flooring options, free design assistance, free expert advice, and professional installation services. Now in a showroom that's easy to shop. Visit today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
Flooring Surfaces, your first stop.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Airlig Plumbing Solutions. For your kitchen and bath remodels, sump pumps, maintenance plans, and even licensed backflow testing, Airlig has you covered. Your local plumbing contractors for industrial, commercial, and residential jobs can provide plumbing services, repairs, and installs with a quick turnaround by calling or texting 217-722-9499. Send an email with your plumbing issue and contact information to info@airligplumbing.com.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Kenena, linebacker on the football team. And I have a question.
Fire away.
I'm getting to know about the OLED TVs and pixels and all that, but I'm a college student. A $2,000 TV is just not happening right now. Why wouldn't I just get a basic set from Walmart?
Well, that's a good question. There's an old saying, buy cheap, buy twice. We sell Sony TVs. We love those OLEDs. We love the mini LEDs, but you can choose a 65-inch Sony for $769 that will last longer and look better than those Walmart cheapies.
There's another old saying, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, some brands are only available at the big box stores. No parts, no service. That's why you won't find them at Good Vibes.
Well, I like supporting local business. I believe in being involved in the local community.
I know. You're on the Werfel Award watch list. That's the trophy given to the college football player who best combines exemplary community service with athletic and academic achievement. You hit hard on and off the field.
Good thing this is radio, or you could see me blushing. Well, maybe not.
Good morning, First Federal Savings Bank. How may I direct your call?
Speak with friendly, real people during lobby hours. It matters when you call First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. A real person located at the bank. Not a recording answers your call during lobby hours. Personal, friendly service makes a difference. 217-356-BANK.
Thank you for calling. Have a great day.
Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial, Inc. Fast, friendly, and local with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 435120.
Do you need some extra cash?
Be a special census field representative and make $18.83 an hour. You'll be working a small area on campus and have some flexibility with this job.
A special census is coming to campus residents around the University of Illinois. Field representatives are needed through November with Urbana's partial special census.
Visit urbanaillinois.us/census jobs.
Make $18.83 an hour. Visit usajobs.gov/jobs and look for the city of Urbana.
This is